Well, good morning, everybody. I see some people out here waiting on me. Let's see. I need to put this on a couple of settings that I can't do until I come on. And let's try that one for a minute. And Beth, if that's hard for you, I haven't even looked to see if you're here. But if that's hard for you, you let me know and I'll change it, okay? So here we are. Good morning. And yes, I'm inside the cabin right now. I was going to be on the patio, but I'm actually charging a battery on the phone at the same time this morning. So the battery was at 50%. And I have some news to tell you about the okay, solar kit that used to be here that was an annoyance. Um, so yeah, let me get back and let's say good mornings to you guys. People, would you please, especially new people, please use 3 uppercase Q's in front of your question or topic or comment that you would like me to read and comment on. Other than that, if the messages are going fast, I can't focus on them and I could miss something that is a valid question. I do live in Apache County, Arizona. I do not say exactly where I live for online safety reasons. Um, I have been a world traveler and kind of nomadic van dweller kind of person. Um, Now they're calling it van life, right? I recently broke my tripod accidentally. Well, recently, it's been a few months, but I haven't bought another one yet. So I'm holding, let me switch hands and show you. A phone in this hand, my arm. And so if it wiggles a little bit, just be patient. I am who I am, where I am. I try to be very real in my communications online. And no, I haven't been doing any like really videos like I used to. I don't know where I'm headed with that right now, but because we have this cool group of closely knit Sunday followers that get together and come here, then it encourages me to just at least continue with the Sunday morning lives. And often it really is just a Q&A or an update of what's going on in my life or whatever I've thought about. And so if you're new to us, say hello, but please use 3 uppercase Q's in any message you want me to focus on. Otherwise, I will just kind of skip right over you. Once in a while, I'll see somebody's comment and make a comment anyways, just because I can. And I've been having a fly problem, and the fly swatter's close by. And if you see me do that, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just really tired of the flies. And I have a fly bag outside. It's not like it's, I don't know. I don't know why they're in my house right now, but it's not horrible. Anyway, all right. Let me go back and say good morning to the regulars and everything and the names that I'm seeing. Okay, so I see Beth. Good morning. Good morning, Leanna. Welcome. For Leanna and I, we both have chosen in our lives to follow the great creator and sustainer of all life, and to not give away all of our private information. But we both understood that the calendars have been really messed up in society, in the world. And we both now follow um, a moon based calendar for figuring Sabbaths and holy days and seasons and things like that. Um, which is a little process, not bad, but it is a little process because you could just follow somebody else's stuff, or you can go watch the moon yourself and, get a chart, and or you can do a combination of both. And so, anyway, so I'm saying some of that because today is technically a Sabbath for me and for Leanna. So, welcome, Leanna, and happy Sabbath. Um, and you do you. Um, it's not my job to know what your relationship with the world or the universe or whatever is. That's up to you. Okay. And you could be here. We just don't share big stuff about that. I'll share little tidbits once in a while. Many of you know I used to be carnivore, and now I have healed so much that I'm now working on a biblical based diet, but I'm studying my Bible to get that information for myself. I'm not taking somebody else's word for it and just reading a diet book by somebody else. So that's my comments on that. All right. So hi, good morning, Leanna, Homestead Nomads, Beth. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Beth, Homestead Nomads, Beth. Bernie, hola, mi amiga. Iris, hi, good morning. Bernie, Iris, uh, is it Zarif? The font's tiny, so sometimes I have a little trouble figuring out what it says. Because I'm on a phone, not on a computer. And yes, for any of you new people here, I often call you guys newbies. But for new people here, um, I live in a very rural part of Apache County, Arizona, which is a very large county. And I have very rural cell phone service. And I don't have a computer. I don't know that I want one. I've thought about switching over to Apple products, but I don't really want to. And having just a tablet or something, but not a computer. I just, I was a world traveler and I'm not sure I'm done traveling. So I just don't want too many things. That's all. And I'm, kind of disappointed in myself that I went ahead and did things like Gmail and Google, and, they took over my life and then they took my things away from me. And yes, they have sent me a private message like a year ago saying, take down that review of Google Photos and make it positive, or we will, uh, I forgot what they said, we will do something to you. And all I said was, I just don't like that Google Photos takes my photos away, puts them in an archive where I can't get to them, and then makes me pay for the photos to get them back. But that's what they're doing. Anyways, and it's happened for a long time. But anyways, and I don't know if I took the thing down or not. I don't remember because I just didn't want to, because I like my freedom a whole lot. Anyways, I'm getting a sidebar. So Beth, the king in the word. Hi. Welcome, you guys. New people, please be gentle and kind in our Sunday morning live. And especially, do not be troll like, because my moderators have permission to smack a troll and kick you out. I don't need any political stuff out here. I don't need anything off color. I'm 67 years old and get over it. You know, some of us older people do have interesting, good things we can share with other people. And part of that is the kinds of things I share. I have lived, as if you've read any information about me, yeah, I need to update my stuff, but I have lived off grid the majority of my life. Much of my childhood was off grid in New England, and then I did a lot of traveling off grid. I've hiked on the Appalachian Trail. I did not finish. I got sick. We didn't know what was wrong with me. I've lived in Central America a lot of years. I've lived in native villages. And now I live in a very rural part of the United States, and that's who I am. Basically, that's who I am. So there's stuff I could share with you. I do not like to be called a teacher because I think teachers, when they call themselves a teacher, they kind of have a little ego thing going on, and I don't want to have that. Um, I think that whatever I've been given, I'm asked to share, and I will do that. And I am who I am. You see me, that's exactly who I am. Um, and I hear Wendy quite a ways away barking. I don't like her to be that far away, but I know she's generally okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Um, anyway, so I left a gate open in the backyard. So we're in at my property. I do still travel occasionally when I'm able to. I do. I have lived in vehicles. I have done long distance hiking. I basically every day of my life am camping. This is a cabin, but it's a dry cabin in northern northeast Arizona. And a dry cabin means there's no running water. It also means that I also have very little power. Sometimes I call it low tech, but it's not really low tech. But I have very little power because I make my needs fit my budget and what I can manage. And there are times I've been low income most of my life, even though I've earned some other people an awful lot of money. Um, and I'm just who I am. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? So I said hi to you people. I see new names. I'm not going to get you all. And just be respectful to all of us out here is all I ask. And let's see. Bernie said, they're in your home cause it's warm. It is warm in here, yes, and the sun coming through the windows is helping it warm up. It's been kind of chilly early this year. I mean, to have August be cool enough in the mornings that you need to put on a sweater, a work shirt, or a sweater in the mornings in August is kind of odd. And the monsoon thing is kind of odd. Whatever. It's just what it is. Uh, I see a nickname. Hi, welcome. Please use uppercase Q's in front of what you want me to see and read, because otherwise it's hard for me to focus. There's another Bernie comment. Hola, Lesa. This didn't go through first time. Okay. Yep. Hola. También. Um, uh, uppercase Q's, uppercase Q's, uppercase Q's. I just see that J Dog. What do you mean you've known me since first grade? Who are you? I try to be who I am. I can't imagine somebody I've known that long. Um, Uppercase Q's. My messages are shadowed. Your messages might be slower today because I set a setting differently, Bernie. I set a setting that makes it you can only comment every once a minute or something. I thought I'd try it to see what happens. Yep, today no worries, pets are okay. Um yeah, so let me get you updated, okay? So since I've talked to you guys, last week was really challenging because my son, his wife, and the 2 year old's daughter, along with two dogs. I thought they were bringing three. They only brought two, thank goodness. Drove 1,300 miles to come here and visit me. And first off, they're not used to making that kind of a trip. Second off, they had a fairly new pickup truck. Not brand new, but I mean new to them. So they hadn't taken this truck on a long trip. Um, and so it was a lot of big experiences for them. And they got here and they were exhausted, and they got here like late in the afternoon and had to set up a tent, and they brought a huge Walmart tent and had to have it um, set up inside my yard fence. Well, my son was here, what, a year and a half ago for a short time without a tent and without a car. And he was only here a few days, and he slept inside the cabin with me. Well, this time, there's a whole tent involved, and I have made the yard fence a little smaller since he was here. And I tore down the garden room that I used to have. I tore that down. I've redone a bunch of stuff. So so he got here, things look different to him. Oh, they didn't follow my directions to come in. They saw them and then ignored them, trying to follow GPS. So they came on a different road, a much longer dirt road. There was a lot of stress in that. And then they were like, well, how are we going to get to the right place? Without ever looking at the directions I gave them, which annoys me when other people do it. When my family, when my son does it on top of that, it just feels worse. It's like, don't you ever listen to me? You know, okay, my son and I got separated when he was 9.5. And then he lived with his father. And so he heard lots of negatives about me from his father. And then his father kicked him out of the house when he was 13. And so some of the things that he's been through in life, I don't even know what he's talking about, right? There's a lot of we don't know each other stuff going on. So it was a lot. And I know last week on the live stream, it was awkward because I was upset. Okay, and the Thursday, I forgot what day it was when it all happened, okay? But in the last 2 weeks, so I had Whisker, the black cat that had the one white whisker. He got sick. I don't even know. One day he's fine, the next day he threw up, and 2 days later he was dead. And Wendy led me to his grave, but add this to the mix. An hour before Wendy, I mean, not his grave, but his body. About an hour before Wendy led me to his body, the neighbor that's been trying to make sure I have enough cats to deal with the rodents here called me and said, hey, can you meet me down the road? I've got the other cat for you. And so I went to pick up the other cat and I come back. So I've got the new kitten, and then it's not an hour later and Wendy's showing me I've got to go bury Whisker. And I'm like, okay, God, what's going on? Because that's a lot of stuff for 1 minute. And all of that happened while my son is here. Except it sort of happened. I was trying to remember. He got here, they got here, didn't really get settled. My son got pissed off about something. I don't even remember what it was. And he was like, "We're leaving right now. Just get back in the truck and we're going." And I was like, "Y'all do you. If you got to leave, leave. Whatever you got to do." Um, and they took off in the truck. And I don't know, a couple hours later, they come back like everything's different. And they calm down. They're just too stressed out and tired, you know. I'm still waiting on the opportunity to talk with my therapist about some of the experiences we had. Now, I've known since my son was young that he has severe ADHD, and he never outgrew it. Some people outgrow it, but he didn't. And and some of the experiences we had this time remind me a little bit of autism. And so I want to ask my therapist about those situations and if she can help me have a better way of dealing with them when they happen again. Um, because it was kind of challenging beyond. But I mean, come on, they were tired. It was awkward. It was different. I mean, Wendy's been invaded by two more dogs, and she'd had so much company that week. It was a whole thing, and then the cat dying, and then a new cat, and then a just ugh. Sometimes it's just a lot. And then of course, it's the beginning of a month right now. What Yeah, I'm saying that right. Because what are we at? The seventh or something of the month. So for me, then I'm also financially thinking because it's the beginning of a month, planning projects for the month, stuff like that. There's a kind of a lot that happens in those moments, which are the last week of a month and the beginning week of a new month. So yeah, just it just has felt like, well, it has been a lot. Can you hear Wendy? She just and I'm trying to oh, I see Bab's name. Hi, Babs. Um, so I've been I've been trying to continue to work with Wendy on a couple of things. But with all the other dogs here and stuff, it was like I just can't. And it feels like the seasons are changing early, and like I need to go simple green my car. If you want to know about that, somebody, put your uppercase Q's and ask me what that's about. It's about rodents. But so yeah, I need to simple green the car because I just got the car back. Okay, so it seems, I don't think I've even told you. Did I tell you guys? Maybe somebody can tell me this. Did I tell you guys that I got a chance to go camping at El Moro? Did I tell you that? I was so glad I did. So, uh, I'm scrolling a little bit. Oh, Donna K, hi. Okay, I read those. I read your hi. A whole bunch of emojis from Beth, like, oh my gosh, big eyes. I can't tell what that. Oh, is it poop? I can't tell what that other color is. The font's like that big. Um, I don't know what that is. Lots of, and then praying hands. I don't know what all that is. But, I'm looking for uppercase Q's as I'm talking. So, um, so let's see. So then, um, so Melinda and Jason came to visit. Um, they brought me the bench. I did tell you about that. They brought me the bench for up on the ridge. Lovely, wonderful. I owe them morning pictures of taking my coffee up and sitting on the ridge, except I haven't exactly been doing that. And I'm starting to feel calmed down. It took, like, I had to sleep 2 days after my son left. So did the dog. So Wendy, one whole day after everybody left, Wendy was upside down with her legs in the air on the bed, snoring for like one full day. And I napped, and we just slept a lot. But now I'm starting to feel like I'm coming back. This morning I was able to fill the bird feeders and stuff like that. And uh starting to feel like I'm getting back to my kind of normal routine, which is whatever. So um so Melinda and Jason were here, and they, like I said, they brought me the bench. They had two big dogs. It was all good. I forgot what I was doing at that time. I had just, so I put in a late garden in August, and I did make sure that most of the plants I put in were kind of winter crops, fall winter crops, because who knows what the weather's going to do. So I moved the asparagus bed when it was cool, and I put in spaghetti squash, pumpkins, beets, carrots, cilantro, which, by the way, I wondered why I hadn't been successful with cilantro. Cilantro likes it cool for the seeds to germinate. And then, what else? Seems like radishes. I don't remember what else. I've got one more garden bed to work on that doesn't even have enough soil in it yet. Um, but the family came before I got that done. And and then I'm working on my mini root cellar for food storage so that it can be really well insulated and whatever. I'm working on that. But I just decided I'm going to move it back where I started to put it, because it kind of makes a back wall for where the garden is now. And so it's just a better location for it. So I'm going to put it over there. And because it's going to get mounded up dirt, um, right on top of that, I can plant squashes or gourds, or I could plant something right on top of the back mound. And it'll help hold the dirt. It's a thing. But it's not a walk-in root cellar. And I should be able to, because it's inside the yard where the cat and the dog will help protect it, I should be able to protect it from the rodents and the snakes, which other people's root cellars in this area often have the rodents and the snakes, unless they do a really, really good job of building them. So let's see. My son, I thought I was going to have to get rid of one of the wood racks that I had purchased last year because it just kept like collapsing and not working well. My son took one look at it, and probably within 15 or 20 minutes, it wasn't put together right. So he fixed it, and it's fine. That's going to be in the yard so that I can have the wood closer to the house. But all the rest of the wood has to stay outside. And the new kitty does not have a name. She's not getting a name. She's just baby kitty. And check out these paws, guys. Look at the paws on the girl. Look at these things. Oh my goodness. I was told she killed a mouse the day before she came. She hasn't killed any mice yet, but here she is, all her kittenness. But I'm upset with her. She pooped in the house, and so yeah. But I'm letting her be a little more. Damn. I'm letting her be a little more inside outside. I'm trying to protect her. She's a good cat, and I don't want to lose her. She's pretty, but I kind of want her to go outside. But anyway, she's here. So uh I'm kind of, oh, she's gonna lay down. Okay, you can, if you can visit as long as you lay down, Miss Kitty. Can you see her under there? Yes, I've been walking on the back of my old shoes. She's under that table thing. All right. So, let's turn this back around. So, it's also about time for me to, with the weather, it's about time for me to move the kitchenette stuff inside the cabin for the fall and winter, because there are some days when it just gets too cold to be doing that kind of stuff outside. And I have not decided how I'm going to do that yet this year. Um, I know I've been kind of in a, I'm trying to sell off a couple of things that I don't want anymore, but I, uh, I haven't been very successful with selling things lately. So, instead, there are some things I've just been giving them away just because I'm just done and I just need the clutter away. I just need the stuff that's not useful to me out of my way. And so, I'm not trying to just give away everything. If you see something, I'm trying to sell stuff because I need the money. Well, I'm blessed. So let's put that out there too. I am very blessed. But I try to be generous, but I try not to be ridiculous about it as well. I mean, just if I'm just buying stuff for other people, I'm spending money for no reason. That's not very wise. So, okay, so the cat might be going outside. She might be just laying in the open door. Um, so let's see. So I was selling the Weye solar kit. Nobody really wanted it. My son came. I forgot what he's called, but he's trained as like a special electronics engineer or something like that. And then there's a whole bunch of mechanical stuff he does as well. He took one look at that stuff. He loaded it in his truck. He left me one of the battery packs. He installed two different solar panels on my roof. One's in the shower house or on the shower house roof. One's in on the patio roof with the cable running through a window into the cabin. So those two solar panels run the little Bowden's, I don't know, 6, 7 year old, 8 year old battery pack I've had for forever. That one, part of what I love about it is it has pass through charging. But anyways, that's in the shower house. And the Weye, I have one of their battery packs here. Every night I have to unplug it from the solar panel, and in the morning I can plug it back in. It just, if I don't do that, it has an error code. My son took all that stuff. He took it home. He took apart battery packs because he has that kind of skill. He found out what was going on with them. He said, look, these ones were burned. These ones didn't register. They shut this thing off. They shut that function off that could have worked. He goes, I don't know why they chose to as a company. That doesn't make sense. But look what I was able to do, Mom. So he salvaged, so two of the batteries that were sitting here were bad. He salvaged, I think, three, I don't know. He's got a full-size freezer hooked up to that kit in Arkansas, and it's running. So more power to him. And I told him if he just wants to just use it. And he's excited because he can take it camping, and he can take his laptop with him, and he's a gamer and an electronics guy, and he builds computers and does all kinds of stuff, and but so when he goes camping he can take his computer and game and stuff like that, and so he's happy. He's real happy. So that went with him. I had a guy contact me this morning about one of the wood stoves I'm trying to sell, but he asked me what was wrong with it, and I told him. And I don't know if he's gonna, you know, buy it or not. I wish he would, because I've decided that I think it's wise to sell both of the wood stoves that are on the back patio. You guys who are here all the time know what I'm talking about. And then I can take those funds to regroup and do what I need. And so that will be different, will be a different size. And for now, it'll be fine because, okay, the grill, I bought a used grill not long ago. It did not get finished, but I have so many projects right now, but hopefully I get to that really soon because the grill will make my cooking here much simpler. First off, it's got a lot more space. Second off, I can use wood or charcoal in it. It's that kind of a stove, grill, and it can be a little away from the house. It's all good, but I'll get to that. I already bought the grill paint, and all the bolts and nuts need to be tightened on. That is the big thing. But then I need to paint it, give it a couple of days to dry, and then I can start working with it. And I found this thing on Amazon. You know how sometimes you go to use a grill in the winter, and because of the wind or the air being cold, it blows the heat away from it so that everything you cook on a grill just takes longer in the winter. Well, somebody has made an insulated blanket cover. It's made out of something that's made for welding, but a cover so that when you cook on it in the winter, it'll stay warm. I'm like, whoa. And yeah, they are. I don't know if it's really pricey. I don't remember, but I'd be looking to try to get one of those. That would be nice. Anyway, a bunch of sidebars. So yes, my daughter-in-law that I'd never met before, she likes it here, but there was a lot of odd conversation going on because they hadn't asked me any questions about me and about what I thought before they came. And so they were like, "We don't understand why you didn't tell us that here's the four post and you could do anything you want in that piece of property." And I was like, because that's not how it works. And they were like, "Well, we don't understand." But they never asked me a question. So now that they've gone home and whatever, but the big important part of their visit was so she could see whether or not they wanted to move out to this area. And if she just hated it, there was no point in anything more happening. So she doesn't hate it. And so now there's more conversations every time I turn around. So I tried to say my side of things. I didn't get very far yet, but uh, yesterday I repeated some of my ideas about what I was thinking, and my son went, "Oh, that's actually a good idea. How come I didn't hear that before?" And I was, I didn't say anything. I don't know why, but probably because you were thinking about something else. And even when I did answer you, you weren't paying attention very good. So, and I'm not trying to be ugly about stuff, trying to, like we talked about a couple of weeks ago, trying to use love and to deal with the whole situation. Okay, I'm checking comments again. And I feel like I'm not disjointed today with my conversations, but if you guys need me to come back and further explain something, just use the uppercase cues and tell me because I think I'm being clear on some things and I could be just, I'm in my own head sometimes here. So let's see. So I'm looking for uppercase cues. Oh, there's one from Beth. Emojis were for Whisker and the new kitten. Oh, the sad and the praying. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. And then the next one was Beth saying, please put uppercase Q's in front of all your questions and comments so I could see it and read it. And still looking for uppercase Q's. There's an Iris. Nice to hear y'all patch things up. prayer and hug emojis. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say that it was not patched up, but in the moment of them being angry and leaving, you don't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. They probably didn't know what was going to happen. They were stressed out and they needed to rest. And so, fine, go. Go do what you got to do. Go take care of yourself. And then when you come back, we'll try it again. But it was kind of hard. And some of you know, the people who live around me for sure know. For sure, the people, I'm sorry about wiggling the phone. Anyway, um, for sure, the people who live around me know that my property is very calm. There is no yelling, no screaming, no loud noises. I don't even want to use like electric saws and shit. I mean, we do use cordless tools and stuff, but you know, um, the whole it's calm here. Everybody knows it's calm and peaceful. And to have my son here yelling at the top of his lungs, you know, voices carry. I bet people 10 miles away could have heard him that morning. And I was like, would you please? I don't have that kind of attitude on my property. Please, please. Vo- Voices carry, sound carries here. Please don't be yelling at my property. And I'll do whatever I want. Okay. Why don't you go for a ride? I didn't say, why don't you go for a ride? That would have probably escalated things. But when they said, yeah, they didn't say, they just took off. I was like, good. I don't know what will happen, but generally what happens is people will go off on a drive in a general human sense. They'll think about it a little bit, they'll come back, they'll try to talk, or they'll pack up all their shit and they'll be gone. And whichever one is okay. Not what I wanted, but it would have been okay. So, sometimes. Anyways, and then, so I read that one. Then Iris said, I have to ask, what do you think happened to Whiskers? Oh, thanks for asking. I don't know, but he's been okay. I didn't notice him acting sick or anything until Tina came to visit. Tina and another friend. And they came because they're looking at property in Apache County. And they asked first, which is appropriate. Don't ever just show up at my property. I will call a neighbor with a gun to have you escorted away because unless you're invited, you don't come to my place. Um, so, and that's not a threat, that's a promise. So Tina and another friend asked to come, came around noontime, brought a rotisserie chicken to have for lunch with the three of us, and then left the rest of it with me. And so dinner time, me, Wendy, and the cat, Whisker, all had some of that chicken to eat. Well, the next day, early in the morning, Whisker threw up all that chicken he ate. All of it, the whole little bowlful, handful, whatever. He threw it all up. And I was like, oh, you don't feel good, huh? And then I noticed Wendy was having diarrhea and I had a stomach ache. I don't know if it was the chicken, but that's not enough to kill a cat. I don't know. When Wendy led me to his body, he was not. I'm sorry for anybody who can't hear this, just plug your ears. But he was not dead long because he wasn't stiff. But I used something to try to see if he had a snake bite or any puncture marks. If an owl or a hawk had like picked him up with claws and then dropped him somewhere. But he came here under where we found him. He hadn't been there earlier. I had washed laundry over near there. I had noticed, I would have seen his tail or something. And so I don't know the answer. Examined him, like I said, I used between the shovel and a stick, trying to see if there were puncture marks or anything. I didn't see anything. I don't know what killed him, but he had thrown up 2 days before. I had heard him meow once, but I wasn't sure it was him. And then the new kitten was here, and but so I buried him. And through that process of burying him and finding him and burying him, I got to learn a lot about how my son feels about death and dying and things of that nature. And he, in my humble opinion, no offense to anybody, but his ideas are very different and almost strange to me, because I don't feel that way about things. So it's, oh, I mean, I respect he's a different human being, and he gets to have his beliefs, and if that's how he feels about things, I get it. But we'll have to have discussions about what I think should happen with me when I'm dead and stuff like that. So it's very different. Because, yeah. Anyways, so that's the best answer I've got for you, Iris. I don't know. But he got sick, and he didn't look dehydrated. And like I said, I couldn't find any puncture marks. I'm trying to be real careful with the new kitten. I just really don't have an idea. You guys know that I have a pond/bird bath, and the reason I call it that is because it's too big for a bird bath and it's too small for a pond. So, but I did put a copper disc down in the bottom of that so that the water is clean enough for the animals to drink and not get some kind of copper cleans thing, and keeps it very healthy. So so that way that water, even though there's chipmunks and probably rats and other things, do go drink from that. You see the birds and everything else. And so the copper will help keep that water pretty clean and pretty safe. I do periodically clean it out, and I have to check periodically and make sure there's deep enough water in it and add water to it, because of the evaporation factor and stuff like that. So it's nice to have that there. And it's a pretty good distance from the house. It's you could see it from the front porch and from the backyard. It's probably 30, 40 feet away. Wait a minute, let me think. Yeah, it's probably 30 or 40 feet away from the front porch. So, but you could see it. But I keep all the bird food and all of that stuff is over on that side. That keeps all that activity of animals I don't want too close to the house over there. It's kind of important. Let's see what Beth said. I see more. Oh, Iris said, "Gosh, Lesa, I'm so sorry." Thanks. Yeah. And then Beth says, very important that our final wishes are made crystal clear to those who have to deal with our end. Thumbs up. Yes, I think so too. And especially, I have one idea, but then when I heard how my son reacted to the cat dying, I was like, whoa, we need to have some conversations, because where's your ideas at? Because I'm not thinking like that, and I don't want to offend you any. I'm going to be me. Don't get me wrong. I have boundaries. I'm going to set boundaries. But But at the same time, if I care about you, I'm going to take what you have for ideas uh, into account as I'm doing things. Because if it was just up to me, wrap me in a 100% linen sheet, dig a big hole, put me in it. When I'm dead, I don't need this anymore. Right? So wrap me in a sheet, a linen sheet, not a cotton sheet. Dig a big hole, put my body in it, cover it up with dirt, put a flower or two, some plant on top, and move on. What I did with Ozzy was I made the cactus garden. So there's a nice big cactus plant on top of where Ozzy was buried. And now with the cat, yes, there's a spot where I have buried other cats that died here or kittens that died here. And all of them, there's cactus on top of that. And it's just over near one tree. And I need to put a little edge so that we know it's separate. Um, but I'm not doing tombstones and stuff like that. That's what I think you ought to do with my body too. But I may have to take into account both some legal things and my son's wishes a little bit. I may have to take those into whatever. Yes, Beth, green burial. Absolutely. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. But I can declare a piece of this property a graveyard. And that's something I've been thinking about doing. Though to me, it doesn't matter where my body goes once I'm done with it. But it may matter to somebody else. So I may have to consider that. And this morning, I haven't talked to my son this morning, but there's all these messages, and while we've been talking, he's sending messages. And I had sent him, I'm getting ready to do my live stream. If you want to talk to me, come out on the live stream and ask the questions, because right now I can't focus on your stuff. So instead, he's sending me little messages, and he he's evidently been looking for land to buy near me. So they must have had some kind of conversation that I don't know what it is yet. But I think that they don't like my ideas about what I wanted or something. And it doesn't matter. I don't, whatever. Beth says, I wanted a corner of my Stewartstown property declared a cemetery, red tape, and then kind of an angry emoji. Sorry about that. Here it seems to be pretty simple. I know a couple of people who did it, and I just need to do it. There's a couple of things like that I need to do on a legal sense. I also just found out that if I want to switch my post office, see, in Apache County, if you have a rural property in an area that does not have, well, Apache County does not have mailmen delivering mail. I hope I said that right. Anyway, so if you have an occupancy permit, you can get a free, well, there's two things. An occupancy permit, or if you have your human waste disposal approved by the county, either of those things qualifies you for a free post office box. Well, when I first got mine, I was under the impression, maybe I had been told, but I don't remember, it's been a while, that I had to have the post office in St. John's. Well, evidently that's not true. And since Sanders is also Apache County and is actually closer to me, I could put my post office box over in Sanders. So I may change that, but that's going to take some time. So, and yeah, I wish that Just Babs says, sorry, gotta run. We need to catch up sometime. Yes, we do, Babs. I love you. Thank you. Yes, we do. I wish you could come visit. I don't know that you're able to, but I wish you could. And I've got work to do to my. We'll talk about projects in a minute, but I've got work to do to my tracker. But I was so freaking glad when Jason and Melinda were here 2 nights before Joshua and his family came. I got to go to El Moro and camp. And oh, am I happy about that? You, what are you doing? I found a poopy from you this morning. Don't you do that in my house. Yes, I cleaned it, but I moved clothes. Don't you poopy in my house. Whoa, yeah, you're gonna get hit with a spray of water and sent outdoors. Hopefully, hopefully she's only come in to. I'm watching her. Hopefully she's only come in to like take a take a rest and not leave me a present. That ain't gonna work. All right, let's see. So all right. And then I see Iris says, "Woohoo! Best solution yet." Hugs, thumbs up, and prayer emojis. And then I see Beth says, "There's no postal delivery here. P.O. boxes for all. It's a no horse town, too small to be a one horse town." Yeah, I hear you. Um, yeah, bye, Babs. Let's remember Babs in our prayers too. You know, a while back, well, it's been a couple of years, but Babs had had some medical event and she had to learn how to walk all over again and everything. Anyways, I love Babs. We'll talk. We'll talk soon. We'll catch up. Um, anyways, so that trip that I took 2 nights before Josh and family came, it was really close to here. A free campsite, nice developed campsites with pit toilets, campfire rings. You know, it's a national monument thing. It's very close to here, but I enjoyed that so much. And yes, we found out that the roof on the tracker leaks. And then Tina, who had been here the day before they came, I forgot. It was so close together. It's all run together in my mind. Stop playing with my curtains. Stop. They're new. Stop. Um anyways, Tina gifted me all the stuff. Some of it's right here beside the chair. Gifted me all the stuff, including the bed liner paint, to um, fix the leak in the tracker roof. So we've had some on and off rain. Now today's really nice, but it's Sabbath. I'm not going to work on that today. I have a bunch of projects that I have most of the supplies for. So most of the supplies I have, or well, no, let me. I'm trying to watch the cat at the same time. Hey, you. Is she trying to take a nap? I may have to go put her outside real quick and close the door. Go on outside. Good girl. Oh, good kitty woo. I should have gone and closed that door so I don't have to be distracted by it. Hang on a second. You're going to look for a minute. Sorry. I'm still charging the phone. Oh, and my son, I'm talking at you from a distance. My son left me to go along with the power bank that he left me right down there. Can you see it down on the floor? He left me this nice long cord, this cord, which is a fast charge. Sorry, you've seen all the laundry in the chair. It's a fast charge USB to USB cable. And on this system, my phone charges from 0 to 100 or from 5 to 100, 5% to 100 in like 20 minutes. It's so nice to have that happen. So okay, I'm seeing, let's see, Leanna, spraying of water to train cats works well. Yes. And I went out and got my sprayer and it's on the table out on the patio. I had to use it this morning because as it's been a sunnier morning, we had a couple of really kind of dreary days with a lot of cloudy. And I knew there was rain happening around me, but not here. And anyway, so this morning being sunnier, Wendy and the cat were playing different this morning. Well, we've all had more rest. But the cat tried to climb the screen walls on the back patio. And I went and got the sprayer and pumped it up. She won't be doing that much. But, you know, she's little, so she's just playing. And I've seen her do some things. She's gonna be a good cat. So I hope she gets to stay around and it'll be okay. But I'm not gonna name her. I can't handle it. So Beth is saying, agree, Leanna. Cats learn very quickly. Yep. And ooh, and Beth said, ooh, got him. I got a fly, sorry. If you were here earlier, you know I'm trying to get rid of some flies at the same time. Um, Beth said, congratulations, thumbs up, nice. Long cord that charges quickly. Yeah, really nice. Okay, so I don't have a more stable signal, but that's okay. He said that he has a thing, a router thing from AT&T that works really good when it's here, but it does have to be plugged into a USB port when he's here. Um, but it's $55 a month, and I just don't want to pay for anything else yet. So, not doing that yet. Um, so let's see. So what else? So do you guys have things you want me to talk about? I'm gonna real quick start to like probably talk about projects because I have a lot of them. And I feel like I need to get myself motivated a little more. But I was really, really tired. I got some rest. Then it still was a little gray yesterday, but I went to the farmer's market and I wasn't sure if I wanted to go to the grocery store, but I decided to go and I went. And at farmer's market, I bought a bag of cookies from Carrie. And she bakes normal cookies that most people would like and would probably be fine. I just don't do things like that well. I ate some. I felt gross. I felt like by, I don't know, the fourth cookie in, I was like, ugh, just the flavor is weird. And I was like, you know, they're way too sweet for me and whatever else. And I was like, you know what? Not doing that anymore. I'm done. So, you know, I tried it, but not my thing. Um, but I did go to the grocery store, and that gave me a little break from being at home so much. Let me drive the tracker again. I put some more gas in, right? While I was at the grocery store, the one I went to had some sales on a few things, and some of them were now, some of you know that my diet's changing again. So I'm working with, I don't know what to call it, but like biblical diet, nutrition, food, whatever. Okay. And so the fact that bread, wheat products Anyway, I'm not going to eat a lot of commercial foods, first off. That is not where I'm headed. But I need to have emergency food on the property, whether it's for me or for somebody else. And I can technically have products that have very, very few ingredients. Bummer, I couldn't get ricotta cheese that didn't have stuff in it, carrageen and stuff in it. So I couldn't. I was hoping to get ricotta cheese. I couldn't get it. I don't like cottage cheese at all. I just don't like it. I have been making my own goat's milk kefir, and I have been using powdered goat's milk from Australia that I told you guys about a few weeks ago. And I love having the goat milk kefir with a little bit of pomegranate in it. And the way I've been doing pomegranate when it's out of season right now is I bought pomegranate powder. It's like pomegranate juice that's been freeze dried. So I was putting that in, and it's thin enough that you can kind of drink it. And having that as my first thing, food wise, of the day, and then having my coffee later. So having that first, waiting a while, then having coffee, then waiting a while, then having food has been great. I really like that. Of course, it all got turned upside down with company, but I'll get back to it real soon. Um, and why was I telling you that? So the store I went to had a, because I'm on the diet thing because of grocery shopping. So they didn't have any meats that I liked the price of. But as I was preparing my monthly Amazon order, I decided to get, the brand is called Season grilled mackerel. I like that as a fish. I don't like sardines at all. Just nasty. I like kippered herring and I like mackerel. So, and I don't like mackerel in the big can that's cheap. That's nasty. But the little cans of this. So I bought a case of, I think it was 12 cans is a case. I bought a case of the mackerel. I was going to wait because it's like under $3 to buy it at Walmart. And I was like, well, maybe I should wait and I should just get it from Walmart. And then I looked at the price and I thought it over really good. I really thought about it quite a while. The price on Amazon was like $3 a case. It, by the time I figured it out, it was like only $2 more to order it from Amazon than to get it from Walmart. Well, forget that. I'm buying it from Amazon and having it delivered. So, my Amazon stuff is still going to the post office, and my post office happens to be in St. John's. I do, though, have a neighbor who has my spare key and who picks up my packages because they're in town often. And so I just let them know, hey, I placed my order today. It looks like it's coming in 3 batches. I don't need, I can tell them, well, I'm going to need the first batch that comes because I'm out of XYZ. Or I can say, hey, there's 3 different deliveries coming in the next week or two, and I don't need any of it until it comes, right? And so if they go to the post office for themselves or somebody else, they'll just put the stuff in their truck and then they'll bring it to me when it's all here. And I make sure they have gas money and stuff. So that works for me. Well, anyway, so I went ahead and bought the 12 cans, the case of mackerel. And I thought, the price of meat right now, I can eat the mackerel. Um, and biblically, Jesus ate a lot of fish. seems. And so I'm going to go ahead and I think next month, I might do it this month, but it depends. I got to watch my money. And, I'm just making sure my insurance is paid and my phone is paid for and stuff like that. And so, but I'm thinking, so what? It's $35 or whatever. I'm spending a lot of money on meat, okay? And so I got thinking about it. And if I'm paying $6 a pound or $8 a pound for something else, then I'm like, why am I doing that? So I'm thinking I'm going to order more of the mackerel for a while, quite a bit. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 cases a month until I have a little bit in extra storage here so that I can at least have 1 can a day if I want it. I think that makes sense. I haven't found like really super clean tuna fish that I'm willing to eat yet. And I have not found any super clean, like canned chicken or anything like that. I haven't found that. Um, so loving there are some cheeses I do really well with, but I thought I was like maybe eating too much of them. And then I realized I'm not. I had to do some research to figure it out. And I was like, other people are eating the same amount as I am. So if that happens, leave it alone. It won't hurt anything. But so loving the kefir with fruit, I can say it that way, pomegranate, but the kefir pomegranate, but it could be figs or dates or something, right? Loving that. Still liking my coffee, but kind of I've switched back to having, well, this morning I had hazelnut cinnamon coffee with just plain. I didn't put anything in it. Yesterday I had regular coffee and put butter in it. And I was like, I don't know where I'm landing with that right now, but for the moment. And then lunch, if I have depending on what I'm able to have. I'm not back to making my sourdough or whatever you call it. Um, I thought of a different name the other day because people, when they hear sourdough, they have a thought about a process that I think is a little bit ridiculous. And there's a much simpler way. Maybe I should be calling it, what did I think of for a term? Uh, like bacterial bread, right? Like I'm getting the bacteria from the air. I'm not like buying yeast and doing stuff like that. And it's perfectly fine. It's not unhealthy. It gives us healthy gut bugs. So whatever, right? And oh, and I think I saw that somebody else used that term too. It might have been some historic thing. But anyway, so I, but anyways, so I'm not quite ready to do that right now because I have so many things that just happened and a lot of projects. So I bought some non-enriched pastas that were on sale at the grocery store I went to. Man, that was a long story getting back to that, wasn't it? But they had these little bags of, to me, there is it La Modera or something. But they were 100% durum flour and water. And I think that's all that was on them. For ingredients. And as long as it doesn't say enriched, I seem to be okay with some of that pasta. But they had these little bags, two for 49 cents. And so when I saw that and it was clean ingredient, I was like, buy a bunch of them and put them in the storage so that there's something here. And so I did that. And so if I wanted to have a little bit of pasta with my fish, or a little bit of pasta with butter, or a little bit of pasta with a cheese, you can see where I'm going with this. It is a biblical. Now, at the time Jesus would have been walking around, right, and alive on the earth, he being raised Jewish and then being trained with and then being sent at 13 to live with the Essenes. Hang on, let me check what Wendy's barking. Wendy, what's up? Wendy? What are you barking at? Like, she's all right. She's just looking at me. But she's still barking. Anyway, sometimes I've wondered, that I never found a body or a fur fluffy thing or anything when Karma went missing. And Karma was a boy. Sometimes I wonder, is he still alive out there and that's why Wendy barks? But how do I know? We really think that the bobcat got Karma, but we don't know that. Um, and I've asked somebody that knows the game camera I have better to come out and make sure it's set up right, because we can't check the pictures on the game camera to see what Wendy's barking at sometimes. So, that will give me some more foods here. And when it was 2 bags, they're little bags, but 2 bags for 40 cents or 49 cents or whatever it was, I put a bunch of it in storage. So there's something here to eat, where for a number of years when I was traveling, I didn't care if there was food here to eat. And that grocery store also had 5 pound bags of jasmine rice, and I'm fine with jasmine rice. So I got that. And because I felt like it, they had a box of jasmine rice that is boiling bag stuff. And all the ingredients are is jasmine rice, no enriched, no nothing. I got 1 box of that. I figured if I decide to go camping, or if I just don't feel like cooking, or I get too busy one day because I got so many projects coming up, that I have that as well. And I've got lentils. I bought another bag of lentils, like $1.69. Not really liking lentils much yet. That doesn't mean it won't work. But right now, just I've tried them a couple of times. I still got gas. And I was like, yeah, I think I need more probiotics in my system first. I healed up so good. So I'm going to stick with the kefir. That really works well. I've been able to have a couple of yogurts that they're basically plain. Didn't really, I don't seem to have a problem with sugar. Okay. But I don't want to have too much of it. There was a lot of diabetes in my siblings and parents. And so I don't really want to have a lot of sugar, but whatever. So so I've been able to have a couple of yogurts. I'm not a big fan of yogurt. I like the kefir better. I can do butter. I have some preferred butters. I like the challenge butter. I like the foreign, like European butters. I like Land O'Lakes. If the price is right, I do like Land O'Lakes. Um, I like olives. I don't like the canned ones that have extra, like sodium whatevers for preservatives. I don't like those at all. I like the Italian ones. Yeah, they cost more money, but you know what? It's my health. I'd rather buy food that costs more than pay a doctor. So if I have to import some things in my shopping list that I don't think you guys can see, maybe you can, and I can't remember, on Amazon, but it's like a list where I'm hanging on to ideas that I want to buy. I've got olives that are stuffed with anchovies. I haven't bought them yet. They're a little expensive, but one day I'll try them. I did find a little tin of anchovies, the anchovy flats, $1.69 or something. There's one of those in the barrel. Um, Once I start using them a little bit, I figure one day when I start making my breads again, but I just, like I said, I got so many projects right now. But when I feel like I can't wait to make a pizza. But I don't have like any Parmesan here because I'll only buy the like block brick of cheese when I buy cheese. And because the store I've been going to, it's a thin wedge slice, it doesn't last very long when I open it because I might eat half of it as the only protein that day or that meal or whatever. And if I'm really hungry and all I eat is a half a thing of cheese, so what? You know, it's I don't eat many eggs, but anyways. So so I don't have cheese here, but I'm wanting to do the bread so I can make a flatbread thing and put anchovies. Okay, I have Italian tomato paste and a few anchovies, and then put cheese on it. It's like a pizza, and I'm looking forward to that. Um, Whoops, sorry. What did it say? Looking. Wendy's barking a lot. I wonder if I've got a new neighbor. Oh, I don't want another one. And there's nothing I can do about it if I do. Iris, looking forward to the video of making sourdough from scratch. Yes, ma'am. Someday. Iris, how do you store the rice once you open a 5 pound bag? I happened to this time I bought a bag that has the zipper thing on it. Um, I have some of the little tiny Folgers. I don't like plastic, guys. I would prefer to have an enamel metal canister. Okay. I don't have those right now. So I have a bunch of the little tiny Folgers, the red Folgers cans with the snap lids. So I put them, a 1 pound bag that like you buy from Dollar General will fit in one of those cans. So I usually keep one of those cans is like close by here. I'm not using it very fast. Um, but it's right now inside a 5 gallon bucket. Now remember, I've had rats here and in other countries chew through 5 gallon buckets to get the stuff inside the bucket. And in fact, I saw teeth marks on the cat food can the other day, this morning. Um, the cat food can is a tall Folgers can with a snap lid. I know that these are not the right containers for those foods. Those foods need to be in metal, but it's what I've got. They were cheap to free. They were free. Thank you, Leanna. But they're not going to last. Okay. But for now, that's what they're in. Things that are larger and opened are often in my aluminum trash can that has insulation and another smaller trash can inside it. So it's insulated in that can. That's where the big 5 pound bag with the zipper thing would be inside that. Um, and I would just keep a small amount available. And right now, my small amounts of available foods, all summer, I've been struggling back and forth between silver shopping bags, you know, the ones that, the silver like freezer bags or pizza bags. I've been all summer, I've been using those for all my groceries. But it's like you got to move one bag to move something else, and my nice ninja cooler, right? But it's like moving too many things around, and so I'm trying to get it more streamlined and in a way that's much more simple to use. And Joshua, when he came, left me two brand new red Harbor Freight 5 gallon buckets. And since I'm using the food in those, so I'm in and out of them all the time, there are packages of packages inside the 5 gallon bucket. And I'm watching those and I'm in and out of them all day, not all day, every day. And for the winter, they'll. Oh, the signal! Poop head! So, okay. So, yes. So, any of you new people coming in, please use three uppercase Q's on any comment read out loud and talk about, or give me a super thanks, super chat, whatever it is. Um, Beth says, I keep rice and dry goods in glass cannon jars, usually half-gallon, and vacuum seal the extra stock. I keep one open to work from. Yes, there's a reason why I don't use the glass here. And one, big one, I have stone floors. Two, in the heat, whatever's in glass sweats really bad. And so it makes its own condensation and then the food spoils. And so those are two big reasons I do not do that. And I am very careful to rotate all my food. So it's all good, but it's got to be rotated. And now that I'm really focusing on the goat milk and the goat milk powder and stuff like that, I'm trying to get some raw goat milk from a neighbor, but I haven't been successful getting it yet. I have a neighbor who will provide me with, I wanted a very small amount, 6 eggs a week. I was like, I don't even know if I can eat 6 eggs. I'm going to try not eating the yolk. I'll feed the yolk to the dog and the cat. And see if I can eat eggs better because they're cheap, right? And that neighbor finally, I've got a few half, 6 egg boxes, and they fit in the drawer of the Ninja cooler that I have. And I ate an egg the other day, and I felt fine. But I just don't want. I'm just not a big egg eater. Don't like them that much. So, um, Beth said, very little humidity here in North Dakota. Also, my pantry is kept cool. There you go. And yeah, that makes a difference in what can happen when you're storing food, as far as the condensation and the spoilage factor and all of that. And it's dry here, but man, if it's raining, it's not dry. And oh, uh I've had to shovel out. I didn't see Mary. I've had to shovel out one of my toilet barrels now. And they said, even with girls, you were supposed to be able to pee in do everything in that barrel and the system would work. It ain't working. So I ordered one of my big projects. Okay, I was making a template, but one of my big projects is I've got to add this urine separator to my composting toilet system because I had to empty the big 55-gallon drum barrel, and it's soupy in the bottom. And so I'm working on my compost, the big compost pile that's way away from the house. I've got to put the T-post in the ground, put the chicken wire around it. I don't have any straw right now, but I've got it. There's old compost in that area, and so I've got to fix that. Anyways, and then once that's fixed, then I'm going to empty the second barrel, which is going to be the same way. But I'm adding urine separator devices to my composting system because they did not do what I was told they were going to do. We'll fix that, solve that problem. But mine were approved by the county, so we're not even gonna argue with it. Just gonna fix it, make it work. And then so that's one big project I got to do. Another big project I got to do is seal the roof of the tracker. That's the paint I showed you. Another project I got to do, I got 3 bags of quick cement sitting beside the wood stove right now so that if it rains, it doesn't get wet. That's, I have 2 more gates to fix for the yard fence, and they need to be cemented in because that works. And, for years I wasn't trying to cement my gate post, but we're going to do that. So I got to finish those gates. One of them's broken. As long as I close it right, it's safe for Wendy. Another one, I already cut the fence, but I didn't finish the fence. It's a whole thing. So that's got to be done. Um, the porch railings got to be done. I thought Jess was going to do it, but I haven't heard from Jess in a while. Um, The garden, I've got 1 more garden bed to fix. When I'm doing compost, that'll kind of get fixed. Uh, not with not with the compost from the toilets, but because I'll have the wheelbarrow and the shovel and stuff out, and I'll be around, I'll be finishing filling that. Then I've got the mini root cellar, and that's a lot of digging. Then I've got some landscaping because between the kids and the dogs all running around the yard, the rocks for the edges are quite, some of them are in a good space because I happened to think to ask the baby to like make me a row, and she did. And so so some of that's getting done, but I need to finish that. I've got a couple of steps to fix. I've got to fix there's a spot near the back wall of the screen porch patio that when it rained, the rain coming off the roof was making quite a puddle. I need to fix that drainage around that because I'm not ready for the gutters yet. The gutters will get done. Then then Michelle called, no, sent me a message about wanting to help me paint in order for her to make some money. So, but she didn't get back a hold of me. I thought she was coming in a couple of days to talk about the projects, but I haven't seen her yet. Um, I need to do a little more updates for the cat because I've asked them to keep bringing me cats for a while until we have enough here that they're not going away. I don't know what else to say. But so I want the shower house really set up. It's set up pretty good. Oh, speaking of that, it's not really a big, I have a new cat door that's like a window for the shower house so the weather and another animal doesn't follow the cat in, but there's a door, and that has to be mounted up high enough. I got a spot for it. Anyways, but um, and the cat was 2 days in the shower house and with a litter box that was full of sand, as well as the crate, the like carry crate with a bed in it to sleep it. So, and being fed in there. So 2 full days so she knows that's her safe place. She could get in there. Everything's taken care of. So that's gonna work. I don't remember what else I got. And then I'm trying to sell those 2 wood stoves so that I can like maneuver better. I don't know what else right now. I need to landscape up by the new bench, but I don't know. I haven't got any ideas for up there yet because I haven't spent any real time up there, messing around. But once I do, I'll probably need some more solar lights, like stake lights, like for an edge in a path or something, for just to make that neater. Um, that's where I'm going with it. I just feel like I have a lot on my plate right now. Plus, I've got blankets to wash. I am not sure if the cat went to the bathroom on the edge of the blanket, so I'd rather wash it than not wash it. I'm glad that the two that might have got hit are camp blankets, so they're kind of thin and they're easier. I can wash those here in a bucket. The other blanket, um, I think Wendy sat on it when her butt was messy. So that one I'm gonna have to scrub. I can wash it in a bucket too, but I got quite a little bit of laundry to do. I have dishes to do from yesterday that I just didn't get to them. Some I just didn't feel like it. I don't know. I had a lot on my mind. Yeah, you know how things go. It's life. But and while the kids were here, boy, that sounds old lady, doesn't it? Um, I moved the two fire pit rockers in the house. They need to be out where with the hammock. It makes my back hurt to sit in these, and so there's that factor. I need to not be sitting in these chairs that much. Let me go see what else is being said. Uh, Visitors, oh, that was from Beth. Visitors, please put 3 uppercase Q's at the beginning of the comments so I could see it and read it out loud. Thank you. Then Iris said, Amen, Lesa. I'm struggling with the humidity, rain, and cold of Pacific Northwest, but I'm so blessed to not sweat sincere. I understand that, Iris. I've never been up there. But yeah, if it's wet, it affects the way you store food. And so, you know how some food comes with the little silica packs? Save them, stick them in the bag with the rice or whatever you've got to do. But uh, you just got to make a way so that it doesn't sweat. And the old timey people, they would put things in bags that could breathe so that the air could come and go from them. And then they would store them inside metal boxes, crates, things. Because the metal's different. Metal and wood react different with food. So that's the thing, anyways. And then Iris said, "Oh, grandma's bragging on the granddaughter helping. So sweet." Yeah, don't make it too mushy, okay? I don't know how I feel about the mushy grandma thing. Donna K saying bye. Okay, bye. And okay. So, do we have more you guys want to know about? More to talk about? I do have clothes on the clothesline. I got those out. Actually, I got them out late last night. I don't like to hang clothes on the clothesline and leave them overnight, but it's what happened. Because it's like I tell you guys about doing turtle steps. Sometimes that's what I'm up to. It's like, okay, my back's sore, but let's turtle step this. And like, I need to go visit with my neighbors. So go to farmer's market, even though you don't feel like going to farmer's market. Put on a clean shirt, suck it up, and go. Okay, so I went to farmer's market. And then at farmer's market, I was like, should I go to the grocery store? Should I not go to the grocery store? And then I was like, you know what? It would be good to get away from home. You're driving your own car. Take a deep breath and go. And it was good. I'm glad I did it because I didn't realize I needed to just get out and drive my car. So so I'm glad I went. And like I said, I found some things. I had, because it's early in the month, I had a little extra money. I was like, you know what? Let's just buy that pasta that's two for 49, buy a bunch of it, put it away, buy the it was four and change. So say $5 bag of 5 pounds of jasmine rice that you know you're safe with, just put it away. I when I ordered my Amazon order, I ordered the $35 worth of mackerel in cans. Just do it, and soon I'll buy another one. And I'll probably for a while, like I said, I'll try to buy two or three cases of those every month for a little while until I have a few ahead. Because meat's getting expensive. And I traded something with the neighbor for 6 eggs so that I thought I could try 6 eggs. They had beef bacon at the grocery store I went to. It was expensive, yes. But beef bacon's not cheap. That's just the way it's going to be. And I said, you know what? I'm going to buy some because I really want to have beef bacon with an egg and maybe even a piece of bread for breakfast one morning. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so I was like, let me try it again. And so I actually had once, no, I had 2 slices of beef bacon this morning, but I didn't have egg. I might have it for lunch. I don't know. But um, because I'm not being very consistent today, and it's okay. It's the way it is. So let me see what's up here. Iris saying, I am jealous. Nothing better than bed sheets dried outside on a line. I hear you, girl. Um, my bed. Oh, speaking of my bed, my son fell in love with one of my blankets that I got last year, and so I let him take it. Wendy had It was a waffle weave cotton blanket, but Wendy had got her claws stuck in it a couple of times and she was crying. And so I was like, you know what? I need to swap it for something that she can't get her claws stuck in. So, so I let him take it. He was all excited. And so I already replaced it with a smaller, kind of inexpensive cotton blanket, which we haven't even used. It's just on the back of the bed's not made, but it's on the back of the bed, that one hanging up there. And so uh, that was like 10 or $12. Maybe it was $16. I don't know. It was under $20 for that blanket. And I was like, let's just get it. That way I've replaced it with something that won't hurt her feet. Well, I've been for a while debating what bedding I wanted for my real bedding, okay? And so I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Well, anyway, I want my bedding to be the same thing in the house as it is when I travel in the tracker, as it is when I go camping. Wait a minute, Wendy. Wait. No. Neighbors have been driving vehicles a lot. And man, it upsets Wendy lately. So she was right at the door and she heard something. I heard it and now she's barking and gone down the driveway. I'm just going to let her be for a minute. Anyway, so so I've been debating because that's what I really want is for me to be using the same thing everywhere and not to have 16 different, 3 old sleeping bags. Well, right now, my old sleeping bags are the insulation for my food storage in the barrel. And that's a good use for them. And if anybody comes and really needs to borrow a blanket, we can pull them out of there and you can sleep in them, right? Because they're just insulation. But I want, I don't want, I'm a minimalist, kind of, sort of. I don't want all that stuff around. I just want my bed to be my bed. I want to be able to, like, maybe even roll it up when I'm done. and go clip, clip, and have it, my bed's made, and I'm done. So I've been looking at Zen Bivy beds for a long time, since they first came out. But I've also had a number of conversations with Stuart from Born Outdoors. And Born Outdoors um, offered me a sponsorship, I think, or a pro deal. It wasn't really a pro deal. He offered me a bed situation, but the problem I had with the bed situation was that it was too wide. My bed situation is 25 by 72, 25 wide by 72 inches long. That is my preferred bed size. And his stuff was just too big. And he said that he'd been trying to come out with a 25 wide system. So basically, what he sells is called a Badger bed, and it's basically a bedroll. Now, I knew that recently he came out with a 25 wide. Maybe it's been out for 8 months or something, maybe longer. I don't know for sure. I know he gave one to, what's the guy's name? Michael something, that has the horse that travels as a nomad on horses. Do you guys know him? Michael something. I'm pretty sure it's Michael something. Anyways, he gave him one of the whole Badger bed systems. And when Michael did the video for him, I was like, oh, I'm so glad to see this again. It really saved Michael quite a bit of weight on his bedding and made it much more convenient for him on the horses to be able to pull his bed together, just throw it out on the ground, and unzip things and unzip and inflate his mattress, and it's all set up. And as long as he's not like washing the blanket today or changing from the heavy blanket to the lighter blanket, it's all in one place and all done. And so it really is convenient. So I sent Stuart another message and said, hey, I know that you've got this out again and we talked before. Is there any way we could talk again? He sent me a phone number. He says, call me anytime. I remember talking to you. We'll talk. And so I'm I've been like, so I already bought a wool blanket. I have a couple of fleece blankets. In fact, I have an old Ozark Trail fleece sleeping bag that kind of Wendy sits on it in the tracker. It fills in a gap that makes it comfortable for her. But if I need to use it, I'll unzip and get in that thing in a heartbeat because it works. Um, but I've never had, one time I had my uh, Thermarest Neolite Air, the yellow one, back when they were newer and they were crinkly and really noisy. I had one. Now, I don't remember how I got it because it was super expensive. I'm feeling like it was a gift from somebody, but I can't remember. Maybe that time I was in Angel Fire. That, I think that's where I got it from. Was when I was camping in Angel Fire, New Mexico. I can't remember that guy's name that was there, but I think he had it and he never used it and gave it to me. But I can't remember the guy's name. I remember he passed away. Anyway, um it was the yellow one. Don't buy that one. First off, don't buy that one, okay? But I have another one of the Thermarests I've been looking at for a long time, but it's a little pricey, so I keep holding off and waiting. What I liked about the yellow one was if I underinflated it and put it in the tracker over that seat, when it's underinflated, it fills in all the bumpy gaps in things, like where it's not quite so level, it kind of levels them out. And so it worked really good. But every time you rolled over, it sounded like you were on a potato chip bag. And so I know that Thermarest has a I think it's called a topo. Ooh, I forgot what it's called. A topo something. It's a rectangular mat, air mattress, and it's the regular wide is 25 by 72. And so I've had my eye on that one for a long time. Don't buy the yellow one. I saw you just put that out, Beth, but don't buy the yellow one. I'm just telling you. It's too crinkly. The sound is horrible. Don't buy that one. But the Topo one in regular wide is rectangular. It's kind of green and it has topographical map thing on it. I don't remember the R value, and it was one of the things I was wondering about was whether the R value was going to be good. R value being how warm it is when you sleep on it. Anyway, but that one happens to be 25 by 72, which is the size I'd like to have. Anyway, I'm going to talk to Stuart. He sent me a message back and said, yeah, call me. So, what I'm hoping can happen, let's pray about this, please. What I'm hoping can happen is that he will sponsor me and that he will give me a Badger bed. I don't want a Mondo King, which is what normally they sell with their Badger beds. You could buy just the Badger bed. You can buy the Badger bed with the duffel, which means you could store everything in a bigger bag, kind of thing, all of that. But I'm such a minimalist. I don't want all this stuff. I don't think. Anyway, but I think I would kind of like to have an air mattress similar to the Topo Thermarest. That's the 72 by 35. There's a couple of other companies that make them. One company's got one that's like 4 inches tall. I can't remember what that one's. I can't remember what brand that is. It's not Neo. I can't remember what. I'll have to look that one back up. But and then to have the comfortable bedding on top of it. Um, I actually have wondered about just buying or asking for the Zen Bivy sheet because it has that cowl that keeps your. Okay, some of the other problems with air mattresses are they're slippery on the bottom, so they slide. And so some people, long distance hikers, for years, flip their mattress over and put little dots of silicone all over the back so that it won't slide, which is a problem I've had. Okay. I'm hoping somebody's already got that solved. But I'd like to have the Zen Bivy sheet that goes over the mattress. And then I think I've already got a wool blanket good enough for when it's cold and fleece blankets and stuff like that. I don't know. I like quilts, hiking quilts, as opposed to sleeping bags. And so I'm hoping this is going to work out. So let's pray about it and for the wisdom and the generosity of the companies that are willing to work with me, kind of stuff. Because I would really love to have that bedding straight where I don't have to, right now, let me show you on the couch. Right now, you see that silver and orange camp mat. Those are great camp mats, but they're Z flip. They fold in a Z shape. So we can't just roll it up. And so if I have to lay that down, then put everything else on, it's like I'm making a big bed situation. I'm tired of all that. I would like to simplify it down to it all rolls up and clips or zips or something, and I don't have to think about it anymore. That's what I want. So let's keep it simple, but pray about that for me, please. And I encourage you to find the way that works for you when you're doing your stuff. So I like having the natural fibers closer to my body. I would love, I don't know that it even exists. Wouldn't I love to have a linen, maybe a linen sheet against my body, and then the blanket, right? I don't know. Or a linen sleeping bag. I doubt there's, I don't really want the zippers, but a quilt that's a natural fiber that, feels good. I mean, come on. I think if I could, I would take trips back to Baja or Mexico or go visit people in Costa Rica, or I don't know. I would do some stuff like that. If if let's put this out there. If the kids decided that taking my cabin over and adding on to it for themselves in the next 2 or 3 years worked, then I would be traveling and I would probably build a little Vardo on a landscaping trailer, say, and park it over on the other side, over here on the east side, and just have my own little spot here. But I would be gone a lot. And I would probably even get on a plane and go to Europe because I've never done that yet. I've done a lot, but I didn't get to some places I'd like to see. And so I would probably do that and not just like be stuck. But they haven't come around to seeing that this was a good idea yet. And I think it's a great idea because all their basics are already set up. So even though you're coming here and you're camping for a while, you're not going to move here for a couple of years anyways, unless you're changing your mind. And if you're not coming for a couple of years anyways, by the time you come, the floor will have to be redone in here, and so put a hardwood floor down. Um, put the addition on, add a bedroom, add a bedroom on that side, add a greenhouse style kitchen on this side or something. You know, I, I, I mean, I just see it as the way to do it because this has already started. But yeah, different strokes. And Josh has a young wife, and she might get. I don't know what she's going to do, but she could have a different idea and just be like, "Oh hell no, I don't want what your mother did." No, she could be like that, and she could force that they have to buy their own land and whatever. And maybe that's what my son wants. I don't know, but you know, everybody got to take time and think about these things. Wow, Beth, you're being busy this morning hunting for those things. I like that Zen Bivy sheet thing, and I would not want the short one. I would want the long one that covers enough of the sleeping bag to make it make sense. And then with either blankets or a quilt, a hiking quilt, then what a comfort level. And it could all roll up and just be over with, which I would love that. Just having to fold 4 blankets every morning stuff gets really old in my book. But it's all good. It's all good. We maneuver. Okay, guys, I'm feeling like I'm getting tired of this. No offense. And Wendy's been barking around the driveway for a while, and I should go get her. And now I'm hearing the cat meow because I closed the door. So the cat, this cat's vocal, but it's like she's gonna have to learn that she can't always be in the house now. That she needs to go be safe and do some things by herself. She's gonna grow up, be older. It's gonna work. I think this cat's gonna stick around, but I gotta be careful with her. So I've lost so many cats. It's so hard to lose animals. Oh goodness. So she's not getting a name. She's just little kitty, baby kitty right now. Um, so how are we doing? I'm checking in with you now. What do y'all need from me today? More, right? Uh, I don't see any more. Oh, Leanna, I missed that one. Beef bacon, bread, and eggs sounds so good. I hear you, Leanna. I'm in a mood. Okay, I think I answered. I think I read out loud and commented on all the uppercase U comments. Um, Anything else we need to talk about? I don't know exactly what I'm doing this afternoon here. It feels like it's going to rain again. Who knows? I probably will go put a couple of blankets in a laundry bucket. Yes, I'm off grid, so a 5 gallon bucket is my washing machine, or a 3 gallon bucket. And so I'll probably go put those two camp blankets in there. I don't need them to stay warm tonight. So if I put them in and let them soak with some stuff, um, then they'll be getting washed. And I don't know what I'm doing next. I just feel like I have a lot of stuff that's kind of not finished. I need to wash the dishes. I'll probably get the dishes washed so that I feel like my turtle steps are making a bigger impact until I get ready to do the next thing. I'm not ready to go put the T-posts in the ground for the compost. I'm not quite ready for that. I'm not ready to do anything with posts and cement. That's I gotta have good energy for that one. I gotta wake up on a good sunny energy day to be able to like tackle that. Um, but I made some turtle steps this morning with feeding the birds. Oh, I could manage today to get more water in the pond bird bath thing. That would be a good another turtle step. Um, um, I don't know. I'm probably making an egg sandwich for lunch. Carrie was out of bread. I was going to buy bread from Carrie this week just because I'm trying on some things to see how I do and to see how I can be careful. I want to do my own Encorn, bread, sourdough bread on my own. But I feel like I can't quite do that. I don't quite have my cooking situation the way I want it to be, so that's simple. Right now, it's kind of like my pots and pans are in 3 different places. My food's getting more organized. I want to get that black metal cabinet that's wonky out of the patio and out where it can be more useful with tools. I don't know. I guess I'm talking too much. I love y'all. I will be back here next Sunday and most Sundays, unless something happens. So, Lord willing, I'll be back here next Sunday, 9:30 in the morning, Arizona time. Adjust it for yours. And y'all can come back and visit and ask questions. Um, I've got years of travel and off grid experience. And if I can help you on your journey through whatever you're doing a little easier, please come ask questions. Yes, sometimes I ramble on and on and on because I don't see a question. So I just talk about whatever's going on with me. But if you ask a question, that really helps because everybody benefits from learning what somebody else needs. Um, and we never know. It's been hard going through the kittens. Sometimes it's hard or challenging, whatever word you want to use, when we live in these off grid situations and our adult children want to come and they think they can maneuver it. I was at the thrift store. The Witchwell Church has a thrift store at the Witchwell Farmers Market and Swap Meet on Saturdays. And I was talking with a lady there, and her family, who had lived off grid in Washington State, said, "We're coming down to live with you on your land." And they got down here and they went, this is hard. This isn't off grid like we lived in Washington State. And she said, yes, I've been telling you that. And they're like, this is, I don't want to live out here. What is this? So now they're talking about moving to Show Low in an apartment because it's so different from the off grid that they knew. And so just know it is not easy out here. It's hard. And I've been out here 14 years, going on 15 years. And no, I didn't own my property the whole time. It had the property was a friend's, and then we split it, and the friend still owns a piece. Um, and I don't know if that friend's ever going to come back up here. I've asked him if he would like to sell it, that I would like to buy it, or my son would. And but he doesn't know what he wants to do. So I'm waiting on that answer. You could pray about that as well, because him making a decision, I'd love to have him come move back out here. I would absolutely love that, but I don't know if he's going to do it, and because he feels like it's not possible. And he was only out here. He might have been out here 6 or 8 months. I'm not sure, but it was really rough, and it was in the like 1999 or 2000. It was really rough. Plus, he was going through some stuff, and so back then we didn't have neighbors. When I first started coming out, we didn't have neighbors. So I'm just saying it's different. And but come ask questions, be part of the community out here, visit with us, tell us what's going on with you. I don't know what else to say. Y'all have a good week, okay? It's been 2 hours. Ciao, y'all. Next week, 9:30 Arizona time. Adjust that for where you're at. Same bat time, same bat channel. See ya. Ciao.